The unpredictable nature of life frequently defies prediction. A man crushed by a falling cow, a caver's frantic struggle for survival, and a mayor's terrible plunge into a sewage tank are just a few examples of the bizarre and eerie ways fate can step in and remind us of the frailty and unexpected turns of life. In 1980, Betterton, Maryland, was governed by Mayor Monica Myers. Across the bay from Baltimore is this little beach town. According to Mayor Monica, she is a legitimate municipal employee. She is very serious about her work. She believes that she must be familiar with the town's operations if she is to hold this leadership role, particularly in jobs involving infrastructure. Examining their sewage treatment plant is one of these. She goes to test the sewage plant one morning as usual. Although it sounds harmless, this isn't. These enormous vats of waste and human waste are 15 feet high. She ascends the steep stairs, reaches the catwalk above the tanks, and carefully leans over the railing in an attempt to extract a tiny sample from the vat's top. However, as she reaches for it, she stumbles and tumbles into the repulsive muck. The sewage becomes frothy as it is aerated for treatment. It is therefore not something that you can kick or tread your way out of. At the base of these, a current is being generated by the mechanisms. The battle is lost. A human being would hardly be able to fight their way out of this frothy mess. An hour later, at 7:30 a.m., Carl Gustafson, a plant supervisor, arrives to start his workday. He sees Mayor Monica's kit above the vats on the catwalk, but she isn't there. He glances around hurriedly before realizing that something is in one of the vats. Unfortunately, upon closer inspection, he discovers that something is Monica's lifeless body. After retrieving the body, the police declare the death to be an accident. They issue what must be the most bizarre cause of death this town, or any other, has ever seen as part of their official duty. They must essentially claim that she drowned in human waste, which must be among the most horrifying things that could happen. When contemplating the narrative, one begins to think about the worst possible outcome. No, it's not worse than anything else. It has long been believed that one of the worst ways to pass away is to be buried alive. What's more frightening is that it could occur far from a cemetery. Thanksgiving was 3 days away, on November 24th, 2009. A man named John Jones, his brother Josh, and a few friends are about to enter a cave called the Nutty Putty Cave. When you think of a cave, the Nutty Putty Cave is not what you typically picture. This is not a place you can simply enter and exit. In reality, you have to worm your way through these small cracks. The trip descends a staggering 145 feet from the surface entrance. Furthermore, you must be able to control your breathing to squeeze yourself through one of these extremely small crevices. This is because you must exhale completely to make yourself as small as possible. It is not a good idea for someone claustrophobic to enter a cave like this one. At 8 p.m. on November 24th, John and his friends venture into the cave despite the danger. At one point in their journey through the cave, John comes to what is called the birth canal. You can choose to go left or right at this fork in the road. John discovers he's gone the wrong way in a matter of minutes. John is currently 100 feet underground and trapped in a narrow 8.5-inch passageway. The passageway's angle has also caused him to be pitched forward nearly upside down, leaving him stranded. Just think of how scary this is. Soon after, more than 100 rescuers arrive on the scene, and they will exert every effort to extract John from the cave. After tying ropes to John's legs and putting up a pulley system, the rescuers try to winch him out of his current situation. However, when they pull the pulley, his legs reach the cave's roof, causing friction that prevents him from moving. He has been upside down for so long that he is unable to move or feel his legs. They ask themselves, do we just break his legs? At one point. Because we can move his legs however we like if we break them. The issue with that, though, is that he has been sitting in this position for so long that they are afraid he will die from the shock of breaking his legs. Furthermore, one component of the pulley system simply breaks. It's a bad situation. When his wife and family arrive while the rescuers are working, they put a speaker down there to let his family reassure him, "It's going to be all right, John." John has another issue despite his ability to breathe. Because we are typically upright in a gravitational field, our bodies are made to pump blood up from our feet to our brains. Long-term inversion causes blood to accumulate in the brain. To get it out, the heart must work extra hard. John's brain is beginning to malfunction. Things are slowly but steadily getting worse, and he is experiencing hallucinations. He has been in this position for more than 20 hours at this point. Finally, just before midnight on November 25th, 2009, John passed away from a cardiac arrest. Rescuers decide against removing John's body from the cave because they believe it would be too dangerous for their group. John Jones will be buried in his final resting place when the Nutty Putty Cave is filled with concrete. There is a plaque installed in his honor. The cave remains permanently closed to the public to this day. It's time to go to sleep. You close your eyes, brush your teeth, go to bed, and give your wife a good-night kiss. However, you are unable to sleep. Perhaps you try counting sheep until something unexpected interrupts you. In the Brazilian city of Caratinga, it is midnight. João Maria de Souza, 45, and his wife Len are lying in bed. The hilly area of Caratinga is primarily known for its cattle and dairy farming. On the side of a dairy pasture hill where cattle are raised, João's house butts. Additionally, one of the cows on that farm manages to get away and is simply grazing while strolling through the hills close to the Souza residence. The hungry and lost cow somehow makes its way onto the couple's corrugated roof from the hill. It's a very thin roof and a very heavy cow. The cow eventually gives way when it rests its entire weight on the thin corrugated roof. João and his wife are sleeping in the bed when this 3,000-pound cow falls 8 feet onto it. As bizarre as it may seem, even though João and his wife are sharing a bed, she is awakened, though unharmed. João's wife calls for help right away after waking up beside her husband beneath a cow. Unfortunately for João, he will eventually die from severe internal bleeding and fractured legs. You simply must watch the local news report about the cow disaster to get a sense of the size of this hole and the size of the cow that must have caused this damage. In actuality, this is not the first time it has occurred. This is the only instance of a cow falling on a human, though there have been 3 other instances of cows falling through roofs. It's not only unexpected, but this is a terrible way to go. It is a strange and tragic death. According to João's brother, the last way you expect to leave this earth is to be crushed by a cow. According to his mother, I did not raise my son to be killed by a cow. What about the cow? The cow makes it out alive. The cow is in perfect condition. If we can learn anything from these tales, it is that death, like life, can be unpredictable.